Welcome to another video on my monorail built with fischertechnik, controlled by a fischertechnik lower interface and ultimately by BeagleBoard Classic revision 4 running Ubuntu Linux and programmed this one in Python. Last time I attempted to find out why I get mixed signals or wrong signals which look more like a sinusoid than a block that resembles pulse width. And I got it on here. Now, right now nothing is running in software, so there is only flat lines. But what I also noticed is that as soon as I put the diagnostics on, that the diagnosis software, which comes with the API needed for accessing and controlling the interface, that I do get pulses modulation. So the big question now is, what is the difference? What is the difference between my software and the diagnosis, which by the way runs here? So whole of the software runs on the BeagleBoard to avoid confusion, and it controls the interface. Now another problem is that for some reason still the carriage doesn't run very smoothly. Propellers stand still because the motors are not controlled, including the lamps. And also in the past, last time, at some moments it turns out that everything started to pulse, but not the way I like, including that lamp over there. Yeah, you can't see it properly, but it is there. And with the probes on the start as well as in the end, I hope to find out what it is and if I have to adapt my software. So first of all, let's start the diagnosis software. No, let me start my own software first. See whatever happens. Alright. And then this is shown, which is not correct. So then let me end this and put on the diagnosis software. Oops. And then I will have to enable it. And then start the motor. If I get it done. and for some reason I don't get it working. which is quite annoying. Although the connection is clearly there. You can see the blinking light. That means the connection is there. So let me try to find out what's up. Now, of course, when you want it to happen, nothing does happen, and in the previous segment it turned out that the motor didn't want to work. Also, the connection to the interface was gone, so whatever is happening, but now that I am this far, I look at this form, and this is a wrong time setting. So let me try. See, and this is much better. This is what I want to see. 200 microseconds. So 0.2 of a millisecond. But this is a signal I like to see. Very faint vertical lines, but this is what you call pulse width. On the other hand, the problem still is, what is this doing anyway? The problem still is that the carriage doesn't work. Yeah. Now it does work. Very high speed. And lower and lower and lower, and this is exactly the way I want it to look. And not one thing different. This is what you call pulse modulation. So with this, and let me close the interface. Yeah, alright, let me do it here then. No, this one. So what is this kind of signal anyway? This really absolutely makes no sense to me. But why is this anyway? If I, let me go to the coder that is currently there, I say set motor is motor 2 to the right, power 7. This is exactly, or should exactly be, as what I do here. When I say alright, this is motor 2 and I pull it to 7.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When I do this, I should be exactly seeing the pulse width. So why don't I? Let me reduce it to, this makes no sense of course, because I need to know in which exact part it is. 101, this is 111, 101, so instantly I am at the right spot. So if I do it like this and I save, then I would be saying okay, put it here. So no, I put it a little bit faster. Alright, let's see what happens. Really? So now the question is, why? What is the difference between the setting that I had and the setting that I want? This is interesting to see. So at 3 it gives pulse width modulation. This is interesting. So now this is very interesting. When I put my the speed at 3, I get the pulse width modulation. But does it run? Not really. So I'm going to push it a bit and pull it a bit. Now it runs, or ran anyway. So apparently, despite it running, or despite the correct signal, which is very clearly visible now with the, and this is not a diagnostic, this is my own program set with the speed 3. Alright, let me do this and move. Now it's running. Now it's running. Now it's not. So let me now do the old trick of squeezing the rails. And mind you, the yellow line is the beginning of the rails, blue line is the end of the rails. Now at this rate it won't move, so I do have to increase the speed, and let me increase the speed to 4. And start program. I still have pulse modulation. No doubt about that. So let me push it. Yep, still getting the signal, but it's not running as fast as possible. Next step, speed 5.
And again, let's focus on the carriage, on the propeller, what runs and what doesn't. Alright, and it still gives me a block. Clearly different. Clearly the upper line is longer than the lower line, but that is because of the changed speed. And here now you can't see a nice line, it goes too fast for that. So something is still off. And now I see a very nice pulse width block. However, the tracks are off. So let me focus on this place. Still the same, but no block visible, and now there's a block visible. So still things I don't get.
So as you could see in the previous segment, it is now at speed 5, and speed 5 corresponds to this one. So now both end of the tracks and start of the tracks show the same. Now let me just gently push it. Now this line doesn't make sense, and why is it here different than here? It runs in both cases. And this is what I want to see on the scope. Alright, let's go to speed 6. And now it's a straight line again. And here we get the pulse width again. So when I put the whole carriage here, there's nothing. There's no signal, and it doesn't even, the scope measures it at the very beginning of the track, not at the carriage. So wherever I put the carriage, it doesn't measure there. So all this way from the beginning it runs, but it doesn't show the pulse width modulation. And That is the track. Very slowly. And here it comes. This is the waveform I want. And now I'm pushing it back. Still has the waveform which ends now. Does it make sense? Not really. So I am going back to diagnosis. And oops, that is not the intention. I need to say OK. Now it is there. And it still has connection to the interface, so let me, yes, this is 7. I want to see a yellow line. There it is. Alright, so 7 is this, 6 is this. But does it run? No, because it's at the wrong spot. I move it slightly to the right. Now the motor starts to run. So what's the problem from the beginning of the track until here? And here the motor runs. But here now it doesn't, and still pulse modulation. Right now I'm clueless. So with the current results, I'm going to push the carriage here. Going to start the diagnosis and see whatever happens. Alright, I had to OK the diagnosis again. So, and it is running at speed 6, but it doesn't do a thing yet. And actually I want to do it on speed 7. And now see whenever it starts. And does it actually take me there in one way or another? Well, right now there's not much happening. No pulse modulation signal either. So there's not much chance that anything is happening now. So if it doesn't do it on its own, let's help it. Alright, elevate it a bit. But does it work? Lifting it a bit, is it still aligned? It is not entirely aligned. Alright, squeeze it a bit, this is better.
but still. And the lines are looking right now like this, which is not what I want. So, pushing a bit. And mind, this is not my program, this is the diagnostics. So, even with the diagnostics running and not any condition on the lamps or distance or whatever, or position, it is this behavior. And motors running or pulses modulation running at full speed, and yet it does this. So this means that it is not my program that is wrong, but it is something in the setup that is wrong. And the big question is, what? And I have no clue. But since I know now that the pulse modulation is actually accurately working, well, not quite accurately if you look at this scope image. And then you can see a very slow movement based on these signals. I can hardly call this pulse modulation, but it slowly moves anyway. So, no. It is something in the hardware setup, must be.
So, with this a remarkable conclusion that there is something definitely not okay with the hardware setup, I am not sure in which way I should continue. Would it matter that these are separate pieces of rail? I can't tell. What I can tell is that it is not my software that makes everything stall and go again, since it has exactly the same response using the diagnosis. So squeezing the rails doesn't work. Putting it somewhere along the rails doesn't work. It ends anyway using the program or the diagnostics. And also, beginning and the end of the track, since the blue probe is right here, and then of course yes, the yellow probe is right here, but you have seen that. They show exactly the same behavior. So in that respect, signal is coming through the whole of the line, the rail. What else? What next? A very good question. Yeah, thinking it over is the only thing I can do, because I did not expect this to happen. Well, it was a nice surprise that I suddenly got pulse width modulation signal out of here, changing to 3 to 2, and then I got pulse width. So that works definitely. But that I also got strange signals from here. Alright. Well, not alright, but what else? Let's try again. And here I get pulse width. And this is all pulse width signal. Speed 6. Very slowly movement, but it is what I want. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and give thumbs up, like it. Follow me on Twitter and retweet and like, and follow me on Instagram and like. Please also donate to keep the videos coming. More information on my website, and this is obviously going to be continued. Bye bye.